Hey, how's it going, everybody? Welcome back to Art of Creation Homestead. My name is Jason. We're doing our final seed haul of the year, okay? This is our final seed haul, our third seed haul. And this is going to encompass 4 different places. 4 places. I believe, yeah, 4. And one major one. We've bought more seeds from this place than ever before, mostly because they had the seeds we were looking for, because some places we were looking at other seeds and they just didn't simply have them. But nonetheless, we're going to get started and we'll go through them all, okay? First one is going to be Haas. We love buying seeds from Haas Tools. They've got great garden seeds. They unfortunately didn't have exactly what we were looking for because they've sold most of their stuff. So we weren't really looking to buy a ton from them anyways this year, but enough. And anyways, we've got 3 things from them. We love buying them because like you can buy in bulk. And when you buy a pound, you get these Mylar bags that are resealable, which are stinking awesome. And so here's a pound of Landreth stringless bush beans, really tasty brown bean. We've grown before, have not grown recently necessarily, but we have grown before, and it's really delicious. Another one is this tongue of fire bush bean. Okay, what that is, it's a bush bean that I should have got a picture on my phone for you, but I didn't. But anyways, it's a beautiful bean. We've grown something in the past from Baker Creek called a Borlato bean or Borlati bean. And Baker Creek sometimes gives you different names than other places gives you. Nothing, not a fault of theirs, they just give you a different name. We're not sure if that's the same thing or not, but it says it was described as used as a Borlato bean before, and a Borlato bean it's a dry bean. Okay, so we're going to grow these beans as a bush bean, and they will again go to maturity. The pods will dry out, and it gives you a beautiful bean. It's pink and white striped, vibrant color as far as the pod itself, and then the bean inside should be another beautiful color. I really should have had a picture of this on my phone, so we'll give you a picture of it. Here it is, real fast, just like that. They're really stinking cool looking, and if they're just like what we've grown before, they're also really delicious. So we got a pound of those as well. But we'll plant those in various ways just to see what we can get out of them, because dry beans are actually really important to us. And we have Cherokee Tan pumpkin seeds. I think that's nearly the only place we found them was a Haas.
That's the only place that carries them.
It's the only place that carries them. I mean, they're awesome. Small pumpkins. They're not necessarily a pumpkin. They look like a pumpkin, but they say they're not necessarily a pumpkin from what we understand.
And either way, taste more like a sweet potato.
They taste similar to a sweet potato, but it's a Cherokee Tan. Cherokee insinuates where it came from. Cherokees did keep those seeds, and then they saved them on Trail of Tears. Or is it?
Yes,
okay.
The women actually sewed the seeds into the hems of their dresses.
Yep.
That way they could take them with them, and the soldiers wouldn't take their seeds.
Exactly, because they hid these essentially. They hid these seeds, and so the Cherokee people were responsible for keeping these pumpkins alive, and they're delicious. Honestly, they're really good, and you can see why they were so important to the Cherokee Indians to keep. It's because they're awesome. They're very resilient to pest and disease, and they grow wonderfully. We give enough time. They need 110 days. They do take time, but they produce a ton of food.
And they trail everywhere.
They go everywhere, and they're awesome. They're just stinking wonderful. You gotta really try them if you want to grow a specific style of winter squash. And one thing I like about Haas is they give you these little bags. They send their seeds in these little bitty bags that are reusable. That's part of how we organize our seeds, is take these bags like this and organize our seeds in those. So that's what we got from Haas, just those 3 items. Next we go to Jung. Jungseed.com is what it is. They're actually an underrated seed company, to be honest with you. They got good prices. They send you free packs of seeds. You can find a solid amount of things there, hybrids and heirlooms, and we bought some of both because that's what we needed. And you can get you can get bulk seeds there too for a little bit. Some of their bush beans and corn, things like that. We've seen bulk on. So they're an underrated seed source. If you're looking for seeds, and maybe other places you've looked at are sold out, maybe try Jung Seed. They're pretty good. We've never had an issue with their seeds.
Never
had an issue with their seeds. So we got 750 Blue Lake seeds, Blue Lake bush beans. We got 2 packs of those. One from my mother-in-law, And then we got 750 contender bush bean seeds from my mother-in-law actually as well too. But we'll grow some of those. We have some of those on our own. We'll grow some of those this year as well. They grow really well in the green stalk, being honest with you. They grow super fast. Contender bush beans are like the fastest green bean you can get. They're in and out in no time, and a really good producer and got a good flavor. So they're a great option for anybody looking to grow food fast. So one thing they did is send us some trial packs of, let's see, some Cosmos, candy cane Cosmos. And is that what it is? Yeah, candy stripe Cosmos, and this tomato almost gold slicer. We probably won't plant it. I don't really know.
I don't know. It sounds so good.
It does sound really good. It's a 3 to 4 inch golden orange fruits, blemish free, and average 4 to 6 ounces each. It does sound pretty good.
It sounds so good.
It does sound really good. So we might plant it. But hey, it's free seed, so you can't go wrong. Can't go wrong. We got some Chicago pickling cucumbers. This is the only place we found them at. This is our cucumber of choice, and that's the only place we were able to find it this year. We've always gotten it from Baker Creek in the past. They did not have it this year. So it's a good cucumber. It seems to one of the most popular cucumbers. I don't know why people don't want to sell it to us, but this is 2023. But Jung's a great source for it. They give you 200 seeds, 200 cucumber seeds. That's the most cucumber seeds we've seen from anybody else that I can recall, and it was a really good price. So there it is. That's another thing for them. We got some bodacious hybrid corn. Okay, we've never gotten this corn to grow because, or at least never got to harvest this corn. I'm sorry, we've never gotten to harvest this corn. We've grown bodacious hybrid corn before. It's a sweet corn. It's supposed to be super sweet. Really sweet. No, I don't think it's a super sweet, but it's a really sweet corn. It's a solid gold. It's not a white or a bicolor. It's a solid gold yellow corn. We grew this seed, that corn, what, 6 years ago, 7 years ago?
Yes.
7 years ago for the first time. It was doing pretty good. We honestly didn't plant it the best. We didn't do the best for it. But it was growing pretty solid. It wasn't going to be perfect, but it was going to be solid. And we came out one morning, Angela came out one morning, let the chickens out when I was at work, and all the corn had been pulled down. She sent me a picture of it. I was at work, and I said, "Oh, we got raccoons." So that's how we found out we had a raccoon issue, because all that corn was pulled down. So that's also why we have a Premier One fence around our garden now. There's all kinds of reasons, but so that was the issue there. But we're excited about having that again. It's untreated too. You can buy treated or untreated seeds, corn seeds there. These are untreated. We'd rather not have treated corn seeds. So now we're going to go through the last company we bought from, which we've bought from before, right?
Yes, but not near as much as
we did this year. They had stuff, and they're on a solid price, and so that's why
great company.
It seemed to be good. I mean, I can't vouch necessarily for how wonderful they've been because we haven't had that much experience with them, but we had a good enough experience with them that we were willing to buy a lot more from them. How about that? So it's Pinetree Nursery, Pinetree Garden Seeds. That is superseeds.com, by the way. So it's superseeds.com is where this is coming from, was where these came from. Now, if you need seeds tomorrow, you're not going to get it like that. Okay, I'm going to be very honest with you. It was slow getting them. If you're looking to get seeds in a few days, you may not get them in a few days. But what I can tell you is that you will get them. There's several here, and they're a good price, $1.95 a pack for most of the packs.
Yeah.
So I mean, just under $2. It's a really good price for seeds, and you're going to find a good selection of hybrids and heirlooms. And some of them are going to be something you can't find anywhere else, because that's one thing we bought from them. There was something several things actually, we couldn't find them anywhere else. So there is something to be said for that. And so without further ado, let's get into it. Okay, they don't have pictures on their packs. Okay, so I took some pictures on my phone, and we'll show them to you as we get there. So, we'll just kind of hopefully run through some of these a little quicker since there's not pictures. Okay, but we did get some flat leaf parsley and some regular thyme. It says common thyme. So it's winter time and common thyme. Is that right? So this is common thyme. It's not winter thyme. THYME, right? Okay. We got some holy basil, which we probably already had some, but this is new.
It's also called Tulsi.
Tulsi or holy basil, absolutely. Some German chamomile. What are you using that German chamomile for, Angela? What's it used for? Is that
you pick the flowers and make tea.
That's tea, because there's English chamomile and German chamomile.
Yeah.
English does not make the tea.
No.
Or what?
You can with English, but German chamomile has the best flavor.
I gotcha. Okay. So this is a pineapple ground cherry. We've always grown Aunt Molly's ground cherries in the past, and some people say that the pineapple has a better flavor, and so we got some pineapple ground cherry. So if you're not familiar with it, it grows like a tomatillo. So it grows in a husk, but it's not as big. It's really small. Okay, really small, like a cherry. Grows out of the ground, and when the fruit's ready, it falls on the ground because the husk has to be dry. So then you go through and pick up off the ground all the fruit is in a husk, and so it's clean because it's in a husk. But that's why they call it a ground cherries, because you're picking them up off the ground. And they got a really nice flavor.
The chickens love them.
The chickens adore them, especially one of them. But anyway, so then we broccoli. It's green magic broccoli. And it's a hybrid broccoli, and it's from the description of it. It was really good. It would last until the summer a little bit longer. Is that right? Is that what it was? Yeah. And so we wanted to try that because we've grown broccoli before here. It's not always the easiest because it gets hotter here pretty quick, as we talked about with other cool weather, cool spring crops. So we kind of have to try and find the right variety and the right breed that's going to last into the heat just a little bit. This one seems like it might be. We're going to find out. We're going to plant as much of that as we possibly can. This is a Jacob's Cattle. We got 2 packs of Jacob's Cattle dry bush beans, and they're really stinking wonderful. It's a variety of dry bean that you can grow to replace kidney beans. Is that right?
Yeah. They're gorgeous.
But they're awesome. They look really cool. They're like a mottled look color, right? White and maroon beans themselves. The pods are regular, just bush beans. But then you let them dry, and then the bean turns into this mottled looking, maroon, burgundy-ish, brownish, white color. It's really cool, and they're really delicious. They just, again, it takes time to let them fully mature. So if you're going to grow them like that, you're going to want to have time for them to grow and mature. But it's not a ridiculous amount of time. Got some tender sweet carrots. We're going to have those. We're going to plant those in the spring or fall. The spring plant with new Corotas. We're just trying them because we've never tried tender sweet carrots. So we're going to try some of those. So tender sweet carrot. Bloomsdale long-standing spinach. This is going to be our spring spinach. Okay, it handles a little bit more heat than other varieties, but that's going to be our spring plant. Is Bloomsdale long-standing spinach. But the next one is the Gigante d'Inferno or d'Inverno or Noble Giant, right? That's what it's also called, Noble Giant spinach. And this is our fall spinach because it handles the cold better. Okay, it doesn't handle heat as well. So we're gonna plant it in the fall for winter. Actually, this is when your mom grew that year.
Yes.
So Angela's mom had some of this planted in her garden, and she forgot about it. She planted it in there. We planted it in there in the fall for her, right? Because we do most of her planting like that. But we planted it in the fall one year, and she kind of plants under the edge of a tree, and so it gets it faces west. It gets some shelter, and our winter wasn't that diff. It wasn't bad at all. It was like the mildest winter we've ever had, or something. It was ridiculously crazy warm. So she forgot about it. Came back out there in March. Came back out there in March of the next year and had massive leagues of spinach. She couldn't have been happier. It was like a stinking surprise for her, obviously, and she was so happy. And it was big, huge. It was giant. It was giant spinach, exactly like it says. So it handles the cold a little bit.
And she said even that big that they were tender and delicious.
Exactly. So it'd be really stinking cool if we could grow spinach that was this big, massive leaves like that. Probably can't because of the nature of things, but that's why we've got that. That's going to be for winter harvest. Summer squash, Genovese said. Some of these are new that Angela picked out that I don't really know what they are. But I know she was wanting to grow some different squashes.
That one's a zucchini.
It's a zucchini? Okay. So that's a zucchini style. Sun gold tomato. There's no pictures of that because most everybody knows what sun gold looks like. It's a This is the quintessential orange tomato, the small cherry tomato that people love.
And they're delicious.
And they're delicious. We haven't grown them in a while, and that's just our fault. Honestly. A Coco Zell summer squash, is that another zucchini?
Yes, but it's one that you harvest really tiny.
Oh, I see that. I'm reading the back. Yeah.
You harvest it really tiny. In Italy, they harvest them really tiny, cut them in half, grill them,
olive
put
oil.
them with pasta.
Yeah, that's what they're saying on here.
Anything.
So they're a good one. They're a good one for just a olive oil, slice in half, whole, grill it because it's real tender. Okay, cool. There's a few things we're going to do different this year. We're going to grow some pak choi and baby pak choi, Pakchoi. Honestly, it seems like it's really easy to grow. Looks like it's going to be great for a green stalk. That's what probably we're going to do with it, with some of it. Seems like it grows fast. And honestly, if we don't, it's one of those things that if we don't eat it, the chickens will, and it's going to be good for them. So this is one of those things you're going to say, well, you can grow your own chicken feed in a way by doing things like this. Really fast greens that you can plant in a variety of ways.
And those can also go into midsummer.
Exactly, and they seem to handle the heat a little bit better. So we're going to try that, see how it works. We've got several green stalks we can use for flexibility, and other spots around the yard we can use. So we're going to try. We got a few different kinds of those. You'll see that, but we're excited about trying that, and because they'll just grow in one plant, right? Kind of real close, and so
one little head.
Yep. So here's a lettuce that we're really happy about. It's lettuce. It's an all year round lettuce is what it's called. We're gonna plant that in a shady type spot out in the yard, probably a spot that doesn't get as much sun. But the goal is to be able to get lettuce in the heat, because lettuce will bolt and bitter in the heat. And so the goal is to have fresh lettuce when the warmer times, because when you have fresh tomatoes, you have to have some fresh lettuce, right? They can kind of go really well together. It's been really hard to do that because of the heat, because lettuce will bitter so much and it will bolt and go to seed so easily in that heat. So we're going to try that in a section of the ground of our yard that doesn't get as much sun. Hopefully it doesn't bitter, hopefully it doesn't bolt. But we're always trying to get lettuce in the summer. And one of our favorite squashes to grow is the tromboncina. And so we documented our love for this thing last year because of the amount of food it was able to grow. Massive amounts of food, because there's massive squashes. Okay, the tromboncinas are quickly becoming one of our favorite things to grow, and one of the most productive things we've grown. Because if your goal is to grow a lot of food, then these tromboncinas produce 20-pound squashes almost. I'm not sure how much they weigh because they're so long, but they're like this long, okay, and this big around. They absolutely produce 5 meals of food, of vegetables. I don't know. It's a ton.
And I've been using all from the freezer.
They're frozen in chunks, and we're still using them now in pasta dishes and whatnot. It's an amazing thing, and we got several of them off of 2 plants.
Yes.
We had 2 plants and got several of them late into the year. We're always gonna be growing it. I think everybody should grow it if you like. It's a mild flavored zucchini essentially. That you grow one zucchini is like growing 4. It's the size of 4 or 5 zucchinis at least, without a doubt, if not more. It's stinking huge. Probably more than that. It's probably more like 10 zucchinis really, because it's so stinking huge. Like, I mean, it's a massive thing. We love it, and if you haven't seen our videos, go back, search our videos, and you'll see what we're talking about. Another lettuce we're growing is now it's a winter mix of lettuce. So this is going to grow from the fall into the winter. We went ahead and bought a lot of our seeds for the fall too, because we don't know if you're going to be able to find them later in the year. To be honest with you, get them while you see them. You're buying seeds now. Go ahead. We had to pay shipping on these. That's one thing. That's the downfall of this one, is they charge shipping. Not all seed companies charge shipping, but they do. But they're a family-owned company, small business, so they probably just factor that in. You got a good price on your seeds. You're gonna have to pay shipping. That's just the way it is, and it's okay. But so while we were paying shipping, we might as well buy what we wanted for the whole year. And so it's a winter mix of lettuce. Hopefully that's going to last into the winter a little bit easier, right? That's the goal. This is a watermelon radish. Some places might call it a Chinese red meat radish. It's just a big radish. It looks like it's purple in the middle. It's really good. We've grown before. It's a good fall plant as well. You don't really want to plant that in the spring because if it gets heat on it, you're going to get a really hot radish. And if that's what you're after, go ahead, I guess. But it's not really what this is meant for. It's meant to grow in cooler weather.
And if you get frost on it, it gets really sweet.
There's the key. It needs to get frosted on. And they're really good. They're big. They're big radishes. I mean, they're 3 to 4 inches wide or more, right?
And so good roasted.
And they're really good. It's really tasty. It's a good variety to grow. And this is a purple choy. That's pak choy purple. Okay, and that's one I had to get a picture of for you because that pak choy, it is a brassica, so it is a cabbage style, but it's not a cabbage. Well, it is a cabbage, but it doesn't really look like a cabbage. How about that? That's what I'm trying to say. Is it doesn't really look like a cabbage. It looks more like a spinach plant in a way. I'll show you a picture on my phone if we can. It's purple. It's pretty cool looking. But all these things grow like 47 to 50 days. That's part of what we're doing this for. Is they're fast growing and they can handle the heat a little bit again. So that's the purple choy. It's going to be really good. We're excited about those things to grow. Here's another one. It's a strawberry blonde sunflower. Okay.
They are my favorite.
That's Angela Kay's favorite, and there's what they look like if you hadn't seen them before. They're really cool. And we love sunflowers, honestly. We didn't plant any last year. We got lost and did not plant any last year. And so we missed them. We missed them a lot. And this is a Tigerella tomato is what this one is. It sounds really cool. It grows really fast. 55 to 65 days. It's an heirloom tomato, and it looks really cool. Tigerella is exactly what it's got little stripes on it. So that should be a good one as well. Country Taste tomato is the next one. It's a hybrid. Okay, we do grow a couple hybrid tomatoes to simply break up the possibility of disease getting spread through, because hybrids are typically more disease resistant. So if you get a disease in your garden and you have a lot of heirlooms, it could possibly run through all your heirloom tomatoes and ruin them. So if you have some hybrids, it might kind of stop that spread of disease in certain spots. And so that's what we grow these for. We've only got one typically we only got one hybrid. Mm-hmm. We only have one hybrid that we're growing. And this one's basically supposed to have hybrid strength, but heirloom taste. But there it is. It looks like an heirloom essentially, but it is a hybrid. So that sounds good. Country Taste. That sounds good, right? We have blueberries tomatoes. We've grown this several times. I'll grow this almost every year. And you can get them at Baker Creek or anywhere else too. They just had a good price on them.
Baker Creek does not have them.
Baker Creek didn't have them this year.
For the past 2 years.
They didn't? Oh wow. So you can't get them at Baker Creek. So that's another reason why I bought them there, I guess. So there it is. It's blue and red cherry tomato. They're really delicious. And the last one's a Chinese cabbage. It's Merlot Chinese cabbage. And it is what it is, right? It's reddish purple. It looks really good. It's a hybrid, but it's a 60 days type of thing. So it's a lot. There's a lot of different things there we're growing this year, and hopefully in different ways to get better results and more food basically grown for us and for the chickens, just for use in general. That's one thing that we're really trying to focus on, is have food, different kinds of food to enjoy, but also if we don't eat it, then chickens will. And it makes for happy chickens, delicious eggs, and less feed. So that's something we are trying to do more of. But there we have it. It's a lot of seeds. I think it should be our final seed haul. We're going to buy one more thing of seeds. I think some Tar Heel green bean seeds, but that's not going to be. We're going to have to find those somewhere. But that's one of our favorite green beans as well. It's a pole bean. So other than that, that should be it. And there you have it. All of our seeds for the year. We may still do the seed collection and seed storage video that we've got. So we got a big, massive box of seeds that we've went through and sorted out from all the years past of buying seeds. But thank you so much for watching. We do appreciate it. My name is Jason. The voice of reason is Angela Kay. This is Our Creation Homestead. We love y'all. God bless you. Goodbye.